Hi, I'm Cindy Wilson, and this is Home Sweet Home Craft Room Creations. Welcome to the craft room. If this is your first time here, welcome aboard. If you've been here before, you know the routine. I'm going to make something, you're going to make something, we're all going to have a good time. In today's video, love is in the craft room, and I have some great projects for you to check out. So stick around, get comfortable, and let's do this. Okay, for this project, I'm going to make a small sign for in the house. It's kind of a standing line around my house where I always say I love you to my husband, and he will always say I love you more. So I'm going to do a plaque that one-ups him forever that says I love you more. For that, I'm going to cut out some hearts for the front of the plaque. I could go to the dollar store, but since I have this basswood here at the house, I'm just going to put it into my Cricut machine, bring up some hearts the size that I want, kind of thing, cut them out on there. If you're going to do the same, this is basswood. It's 1/16 of an inch thick. It is an 8 by 12 sheet. You can get them on Amazon. I will leave the link in the description box below. To make sure that it stays in place while I am cutting it, what I do is I use my strong grip mat. Kind of push it down, snug it down. I probably should wash this sometime soon and make it just tacky again. It still is, but not as quite as good as it used to be. It's been used quite a bit. And I just take painter's tape and I attach the board with that as well, just to make sure that nothing shifts, moves while the cutting is happening. And I'll cut the excess off with a pair of scissors before I put it into the machine, just to top and bottom snug up on it. And this seems to work just fine whenever I do this. And I'm not going to worry about the signs. It should be good as is. I'll bring up some hearts on the Design Space software for Cricut, cut those out, and I'll be back after that's done. So this is mine after pass number 10, just starting on number 11. I just kind of bent a little bit down on the mat while it was still loaded in there. Nothing is unloaded. My screen is saying it's on pause. Life is good. And yeah, they're popping right out just fine, so I'm going to stop it from here. Okay, so the next part of this party is I am going to paint each of the hearts a different color. We're going to use Country Gray chalk paint for one of them. I'm going to do Castle, also a chalk paint. And the third one is going to be Oatmeal, also a chalk paint. The board itself, I'm going to do a white chalk paint. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to go full out white or if I'm going to go with a whitewash, or I'm going to go white distressed, or what I'm going to do, but we're going to start with white anyway. Okay, so the white is just a bit of a too stark white on the front here. So I'm just going to take some sandpaper and I'm going to just try and knock the white back just a bit, so more of the actual color of the wood comes through. And I'm thinking if I do that, these colors are going to look just great on it. Okay, everything is finally dry. Our white board is not white anymore. I sanded it and sanded it to the point that I was almost right down to bare wood, and I just wasn't getting what I wanted. And then I realized I didn't want white anyway. It was just, I don't know, it just seemed like the thing to do, that with the darker colors, the white, you know, the offset. If it had been maybe a warm white, or a white I created by, you know, a few drops at a time of black paint into it, just to kind of bring it down from that stark white feeling, Maybe I could have done it, but I ended up taking the white and putting a few drops of the gray into it. And this is what it came out with, and this I'm absolutely loving. So this is where we are. We are now with a gray board that has been thoroughly dried. We've got our hearts, and we're going to go, I think, in a light, dark, or sorry, dark, light, dark order, I think is the way I want to go with this. We're going to kind of line them up closer to this end, space them out nice and evenly, and then I printed off Love You More, cut out Love You More with Cricut, and we're going to put that down on the bottom here, and yeah, let's do this. I'm going to take some E6000 and a hot glue gun to attach the hearts, just to make sure that they stay on there. And I think what we should do possibly is, I'm going to just use this as a guide. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5. So 2.5 would be at 5. So closer to 3-ish. So this is probably the middle of my board. So my guess is the middle of the hearts have to be right about there. I think that would make it centered and look right. Okay, let's go with that one first. We're just going to slide it down to here. And I'm thinking maybe a 1/2 inch over the next one. And another 1/2 inch from there. And then we should have plenty of room for this at the end. And we do. Okay, we're on it. Just a bit of the E6000 first, and then hot glue for a quick stick. And that's what we want it to, is you want it to hang on right away. Get it nice and straight, no moving, no jiggling, no pushing, no shoving. Hold it down in place till the hot glue adheres and hangs on, and we're good to go. There we go. I've already been thinking, and I think we'll do that the next time around. Oops, we don't want glue on there. We'll have to cover that up. The basswood that I have left over, that these hearts were cut out from, is a pretty cool looking pattern. I have some ideas for it, so I think we're going to do a little quick project as soon as this one is done with that. And I think you'll like that. If I could just quit getting glue on things, I'm going to have to do a lot of touching up here at this rate. The E6000 usually isn't this runny. I don't know what's going on here. I haven't used it for a while, but I don't think that should matter any. And we're just going to space that there. I think we've got them pretty even, all three of them. And we've decided to go light at the end, dark down this way here, finishing off with the black lettering. I think that's the way I'm going to go. And that's the way, well, it has to now. It's down there. But I know I had said differently before, but as I was looking at them, it kind of came into this order, and I'm kind of liking this. So let's go with this. I'll get the I Love You More message on it, and she's pretty much good to go, other than a little bit of touch up with paint. I hate using a brayer or a credit card to pick up my vinyl lettering. I don't know if anybody else finds that. Sometimes you do that and it does not want to release your letters, so I just prefer to just drag my nail across the top of them, and 9 times out of 10 it works a whole lot better. And I'm thinking we're going to do this right about here. Make sure it's straight, line up that bottom line right there. think we got it. And just like the other video that we did earlier on, I'll show you the reveal on this one at the end. Okay, everything is dry, looking really good. Decided it needed something else. So my first impression is, okay, go to the Cricut, you know, put a few phrases on, some symbols, some whatever. So I came up with always and forever, you and me, and hugs and kisses using hearts for the O's on the hugs and kisses. I did it in white. I didn't like it. I did it in black. I didn't like it. I saw these a while back on a website at work. I was looking for some supplies for the office, and they are Sharpie permanent markers. I don't know if you have seen these. They come in silver, gold, and there is a there's the copper one right there. And I decided I wanted to try handwriting it. Well, my handwriting won't work that well. I'm not that talented. So I grabbed the white, and I did a test first though with a second one where I painted the vinyl with the permanent marker to see if I could get this to transfer onto it, then transfer onto here. And my test came up with this one right here, which is absolutely perfect. I just colored it, used the transfer tape very lightly as usual, transferred it onto a sheet of paper just to see if it would hold, and all is well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm taking these here, putting them onto here, just to kind of finish it up and give it a little something extra. I'll be right back. Okay, I cleared up some room here so I can actually get something done. And like I said, just all I did with it was very gently and just enough to pick it up. We don't want to rub it, squish it down. I don't want it to lift off and be a problem and not be able to get it off the transfer tape. But that seems to work if I just very lightly touch it with the nail kind of thing. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on this one here in the center. And let's go with that, shall we? All right, give it a shot very gently and peel off very slowly. You can reinforce later because it is permanent marker. It's not going to come off on you, but I'm liking how this looks and the effect that it's got on the hearts themselves and on the whole project. And I'll show you the finished product at the end of the video, so stick around. For this project, the 1/16 inch basswood that I cut the hearts out of for the last project, kind of looked at it and decided this looks like a picture frame, something where I can put my animal photos into. So that's what we're going to do with this. All I'm going to do first of all, before I do anything else, is get it painted, and I'm going to use the Country Gray by Rust-Oleum, the chalk paint, because I've got this thing for chalk paint lately, and I like the way it covers. I like the way it looks when it's done. So I'm going to paint that and go from there. Okay, the continuing saga of the hearts. So this is what I'm seeing for it. Took this, painted it, sealed it with Valentine, and printed off some pictures of my furry family, the kids, and I'm going to attach them and use this as a picture frame. Let's do this. The whole program is not completely figured out just yet, by the way. I'm not positive what my backing is for it at this point, but I'm going to take it as far as I can, because usually what happens is in the middle of something somewhere down the line, an idea pops in my head, and I decide to go with it. So right now, I think what I want to do is to attach magnets to the back of it, and put it on the front of the fridge, the side of the fridge, with magnets. Part B was possibly put it into a larger frame and seal it in that way. But right now, at this point in time, it is just a picture frame. Okay, all the photos have been glued into place, even though I kind of thought it didn't matter because nobody was going to see it. It bothered me anyway. So what I'm going to do is a piece of the cardstock. Craft board? Not craft board, I think is what it's called. Not cardstock. It's too heavy to be cardstock. But that's going to be the back. I'm just going to cut a piece out the same size of this, just to glue it at the back and make it look just a little bit better. Okay, craft board is cut for the frame. I'm just going to very lightly put a piece or a line of glue across the top there. Line this up as best I can here because it always seems to shift when I'm trying to do things. And same thing across the bottom. I think that'll be all that I really need. I don't see it needing much more than this. Just enough to close up the back so you don't see the ugliness. I think we're good. There we go. Next part of this is to take this and I'm going to glue it down the center on the back. Like I said, I'm just a little bit too scared to do anything in the line of nails or tacks because the basswood is so thin and delicate. I probably could split it in a heartbeat. So let's just put this down this way. I probably should have grabbed the E6000, but the last time I grabbed the E6000 here in the craft room, it made one heck of a mess all over the place, and I don't understand why, but it did. But I think this is going to serve the purpose. The bottom piece needs to line up level, with the bottom of the block. I'm going to just center it here, and again, the glue in the middle, and let it sit right there. Hold it in place, let it set, and it will be good to go. And our frame stands. Imagine that, right? I'm just going to finish this off here, and again, I'll show you at the end. You will absolutely have to forgive me. I did not tell you what that small little block was that I used at the bottom of the picture frame. It came from a package box of wooden blocks, stackable building wooden blocks from dollar store here in town. There's 35 pieces in there, dirt cheap. You will find triangles, squares, rectangles, half circles, like you name it. There's multiple pieces in here, and they range basically from 1 inch to maybe 4 inch, I think is the longest one. And the big piece of wood at the very back of it, the upright one, that was a 1x2 that I had just in a scrap pile here in the house. Next project is going to be a small gift box. I picked up one of these at the Dollarama not far from here. Paid $2.50 for it, and I'm thinking it's going to make a great little gift box. And for this one, we're just going to start by painting the whole exterior of the box. I will not be painting the inside of this one. Okay, once the box is dry, I'm going to give it a quick sand, and then I'm going to seal it with some clear Valentine spray. And here's where the fun part comes in. I'm going to put a tic-tac-toe game on the top of the box. I cut this out with vinyl. If you Google tic-tac-toe SVG, you'll get lots of freebie options. They're easy to find. That's all I did for this one, and I did it in a matte white vinyl. That's going to be on the top. Back to the basswood again. I cut out some small basswood hearts, which are going to be part of the game. And then the X's are going to go in the opposite place. So anyway, none of it will be attached on the top, though, just the board itself. I may do some drawing illustrations, onto the top piece, just for aesthetic purposes, but the other pieces will go inside. I've taped these ones onto a piece of painter's tape, just to make it a little bit easier to paint them. So I'm going to get this sealed first, and then I'll be back. Okay, while the box is drying, it's got its sealer on it right now, and it's sitting outside, even though it's a little chilly, but it stunk from the spray. I tried to get the low fume, low odor craft sealer, but I don't know, my husband still smells it, and he complains if I leave them in the house, so it's got to dry outside right now, and that's all there is to it. I'm going to do the hearts and the X's, or the X's and O's. I'm going to do a deep red acrylic paint for the hearts. And we're going to do an acrylic white for the X's. And basically just going to paint the first side, or the front side first, let them dry completely, and then do the backs on them. And hopefully my little trick here with the tape will help, so I won't end up with tons of paint all over me. Here they are, all three of them finished, and I'm absolutely loving all three of them, I just have to say. Change in plan on the box. I ended up attaching the X's, O's, hearts to the front and did not put the extra pieces inside the box. I liked the little gift box as it was. You could put anything in there if you were gifting it to someone. The plaque. Still probably could have put some more on the front of it, but I chose just to leave it simple and basic, and I'm really happy with that too. And then I added the names of my 4 furry kids onto the picture frame and added the half circle pieces to the top and bottom of that, and everything came out really well. Thanks again for stopping by. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, whatever it is that makes you feel good. And hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.